Morning, guys. It's time edge. And thank fuck the chat is starting to work now. Back on. So I'm looking at FX at the moment. There's quite possibly, a trade. Yesterday stayed within a shitty range, as you can see. We tried to get along in the AM, didn't materialize, and yeah, I mean, there was something maybe at 2 o'clock, but it left us with a big wick. So I'm going to do this to try and do this as quickly as possible. But looking at the market, let's get rid of this. These Asia. Let's just have a look quickly at the daily profile, right? Right, we know we're above previous week's high. I said the possibility that we could be playing with this 3-hour daily CRT model here. We have taken previous day's high at the moment. Have we taken it? Yes, we have. Okay, so we've just taken previous day's high. So we've got a weekly cycle in a Q standard deviation, right? So that's we've got multiple confluences there. If we get a third crack, you know, I can up my risk. As it's August, I will not be doing that. My risk is going to stay the same. But I will be marking the highs out here. Don't want to see that first candle sweep. Otherwise, I'm going to look for an inversion. Make sure I'm logged into my account. Yes, Optimus Futures. Right, get rid of that daily key level. That's useless. That's yesterday's. Weekly mean reversion we have, it is 0659. We have just taken previous day's liquidity pool on 6E. We have a weekly cycle, higher time frame, sequential SMT, 6S below, 6B. What's the 6 hour saying? Daily is a range, daily profile. In terms of the model, this is it's 7 a.m. Oh, okay, and then that must have been, there's news on the pound. Lovely. And that was CPI on the pound. Okay, well, I'm going to monitor this trade. The first candle's wicked above, right? So this is normally just overspill from the previous range. If I'm going to look to take this, I need to see an XX15 or an inversion. So I'd have to wait for the next 15 minutes to form, see how, and then start profiling that. If not, we've got inversion. Inversion we're not going to get because this wick has filled this filled this inefficiency here, right? So we're not going to get any clean inversion. Inversion, I would like to see, it would have to be the same on all three assets, or at least the rule of two. CPI fucked that deal up for us. Okay, alright, well that gives me a chance to profile the market, fill in my journal. It's the 19th of August today. What's the VIX saying? How high is the VIX today? Or how low? 18.3. There is a market structure shift below this level. I'll set an alert there and there, high and on the market structure shift, a change in structure here. This is made a high. Maybe I might feel compelled to have something there. Let's have a little look at the bonds, see what we're doing here. Right, wick below, we had a bearish, wick below, all assets have. All assets have closed above previous day's high, right? So we can only expect higher prices. We've got a little bit of a quarterly cycle going on here. Set ZB below. I think that's the 10-year, isn't it? A 10-year note, 5-year. This is just the T bonds. Anyway, okay, yeah. So ZB is below, but it's still a range daily profile. I want to check something, see if we've had a close above here on two of the assets. There, only on one asset. So we've got a mixed bag of what's going on. So only 6Es closed above previous month's high on the weekly time frame. Okay, so that doesn't really give us much. We've got a monthly mean reversion. Let's go on a week. I do this every day just to keep me sharp, so I'm not missing anything. So I'm looking at all the levels again, right? Okay. So we've got 6E and 6B above previous week. So it's week 3. Week 3 you expect distribution. And if we look at the first week of the month, probably are going to get some kind of I've got clear. Did it get above that? No. So maybe this is the manipulation week. Six B and 6E resting above. Get rid of that. We've only wicked above those, so there is a draw of liquidity on the mean reversion of the weekly profile, basically. So that's why that level's still in. Looks like we're carrying on pushing up on 6E. Let's we've got a range daily profile. It just means there's no clear draw on liquidity, right? So if we have a bearish change in state of delivery or bullish change in state of delivery, so basically this candle here would be a bullish change in state of delivery because it's closed above the previous candle's range, right? After that we would expect bullish price action. So after that, more likely you've got a 60% chance of a wick above or a close above. So we're taking that high. Range daily profile, 6E is above. Maybe we wait till 8 AM if it stays in the Q standard deviation. One thing I haven't done is this. No, we've still got an accumulation phase in Asia, so we're not. We can still trade into. If there's expansion here and we carry on expanding, then we're probably going to go for this high up here, Monday's high, and this was the low of Tuesday low of the week. Going to put in a bullish week. Wednesday is a high probability CRT day though, so with this accumulation we're probably going to tap into something, and then we could, well, we trade what we see, right? If we get above this level and we get an entry and a short signal resting liquidity below these two lows here, that's where my target would be. Take out some of this sell side below here, fair value gap, all that. Maybe it does need to build a little bit in order to create that SMT, but we have got it because 6E is above. Gonna have a level in there, just gonna mark that out as the daily mean reversion level. So it's 50% or equilibrium of the previous day's range. Just have that on there. I think it's already been touched, to be honest. So if things, we've got this fair value gap here. It's a good area to keep an eye on. Right, let's have a little look at the higher time frame CRT. We're coming into that first 15 minutes. Just have a look at that. So for me, that's we'll exclude the 6B from this, but this is an expansion. We've got 2 here, so I would expect accumulation 730 and maybe possibly a manipulation at XX45 past the hour. So we'll just wait. I don't think it's going to change much there. And then it could make the 8 AM wick above. So we've got the 7 AM range forming, range forming there. Let's have a look at the any higher time frame free candle models. We have got this draw here as well. There is a monthly bullish draw. Thick full body candle dumped below a low. Okay, so it could possibly get up to this. So that's a monthly key level up there. Weekly. Bearish. So we got a few models that we potentially is in play, right? We've got a bullish monthly. Higher time frame normally wins. So maybe we do carry on distributing higher. It's Wednesday, it's a high probability CRT day. That means there's high probability that there'll be a weekly cycle. Tuesdays clearly formed a range. That's not an expansion day either. Needs to be above, much further above that to be expansion. Previous week's range wasn't expansion either, was it? No. Okay, so I just think it's low liquidity because we're in the middle of August, and it's quite clear that traders are not in the market. That's why you're finding not shit price action, basically. Let's just do Asia while I'm here. Gonna go on up to the 15. and we are just bounding up, and that's fine. Expansion, double expansion leg in a 1 hour bar, 34, we are below the expansion target for Asia expansion. Looks like we're going to close above that. We've already taken previous day's high here. We're just gonna set an alert for previous day's high over here, because that's where it looks like we're drawing to. If 6S does get above that, then the weekly cycle is gone and we need a bit more. We've got a range daily profile, so we need more confluences, right? We need another fresh set of confluences, fresh buy side to take. It's looking extremely possible that that's what's going to materialize, and that means we need to wait then for New York for the daily cycle 6 hour candle, 6 hour bar to form. Get rid of that. We've already swept that liquidity, so that doesn't mean anything if we can't. We've swept previous week's high on both of these assets, so if we start closing now above, there's no more liquidity pools above that. There might be a monthly. Oh, what happened there? There's no more. Yeah, the only liquidity pool is that monthly key level I've got there. We're above that monthly, we've got a monthly there. 6E is the closest, so I don't have to draw any more. Looks like we're just going to get expansion. There's no trade for me to get into that. There's no trade for me to get into that. Let's mark previous week day's high here. Daily key level in there, so let's keep an eye on that high there. Like I say, if 6S does run that high, we're going to be yeah, we're not really looking for anything. That invalidates our setup. Maybe we could get, excuse me, oh, the Q standard deviation's miles away. It's above Monday's high, so Monday's highs are probably next target for liquidity if we are going to go up there. By the looks of it, it's probably let's have a look at the bonds, see how the bonds draw. So if the yields are down, the bonds go up, that means that 6E will go up. That's a normal flow of money. And the yields are coming down because you're seeing NQ push down, so the equity market's pushing down. And this is the relationship at the moment that you're getting. So it's 7:22. Didn't get the 7 a.m. setup. I'm only trading now in August around 7, 8, 9 and 1, 2, 3. That's GMT. And macro data releases, because the liquidity is just not in the market, and I'm not going to get caught offside with no liquidity. Something's happening here, and clearly is liquidity, but this is Frankfurt Open, and that's why I'll trade that level. Normally I'd start at 6:30. Yeah, we're going to take this. We're going to take that. Okay, so let's have a little start to look at the index market, see how we are going over there. Let's start profiling that. Monday took previous week's high. I think we've put the high of the week in. I think we've put a high of the week in with an expansion on Monday. So more likely we are to continue looking at Thursday, Friday reversal. So let's clear up all this. This is not needed anymore. We get rid of the yesterday's Asia range. Looks like we have got a weekly cycle on NQ. Sorry, I was just filling out my journal. Nice CRT pattern now, bearish forming. I said to my friend Kamel the other day that was waiting for this kind of action here. That's exactly what I wanted to see. We've got a quarterly cycle, a yearly cycle between these highs, right? So yeah, so we've got an SMT there and there. That should. And then we've got this range formed here. We could see price drift into this low. We've taken a little bit of liquidity here. If we start getting below that low, we've taken out the equilibrium of that, the mean reversion. No, so there's still the mean reversion there. We could just be playing into this gap as well though, and then go and take the high. So, but I think with macro data at the moment, It's looking quite promising. I want to see this change the state of delivery here, and then I think this will flush down to this level next week. We haven't got any macro data that were being released this week, though. That's the thing. So we've had an accumulation, and we've had an expansion. So with such a large range move on a Tuesday like this, and I had a trade in from up here, such a large range move, we're still quite low on the VIX as well. We're probably more likely to contract today, leaving us with Thursday as the reversal. Okay, so after all this, we're going to see something. I don't think we're just going to go straight back up. At some point we are going to mitigate, mean revert up here, rebalance price and come back down. That is the highest probability thing, but today we're going to be stuck within a range. We might move up a little bit, but I'll be looking for shorter targets for sure. We have got a weekly cycle, that being said. Yes. NQ. Oh, I forget to do that. I'm sorry. I forget to do that. Monthly range. Clear bearish daily profile. So we've got a 60% chance of this closing below or wick below and then close above. No, sorry, wick below and then form a range, and you might find something like this, wick above, wick below, and then we might get something like this, wick above into that rebalance price, and then we continue down and start taking out some of this inefficiency down here. I've got to be honest with you, I don't think I'm going to be taking this weekly cycle. Well, I'm not going to. We've already started moving up, so and I don't start trading till 8 a.m. and so the move for me is gone. I'm gonna mark in equilibrium, mean reversion on all the profiles. Excuse me. Let's look at some higher time frame CRT free candle models. So the daily's been taken out. We've got a weekly potentially forming with that draw of liquidity down there. Let's mark that in. Weekly key level. I think we've got FOMC minutes later on as well. Set a 7 p.m. GMT. Okay, so Asia's actually expanded on the index triad. All assets have dropped below Asia as well. The weekly cycle low, I suppose, has still made it into 8 a.m. But I stand by what I said. This is a clear expansion. I think we're going to see contraction today. Expansion, contraction, accumulation, whatever you want to call it. It's 7:38. We haven't quite taken out success's high. Oh, wait there. Get rid of that. So we still quite haven't taken out that daily key level, previous day's high. So on success, but we are tapping into it. I'm going to jump back on in 20 minutes, guys, and we'll see what happens around the 7 a.m. range, see if success breaks above. Not really interested in the index market today. Not at the moment, not at the price, not with the price action that it's showing me.